scouts spotted a Grad launching a rocket salvo, followed by another BM-21 Grad system. Then HIMARS fires a missile and hits the vehicle. Just look at the explosion site. And this is the innovative Tor M2 air defense system. A full Tor battery can destroy 16 maneuvering targets flying at speeds of up to 2,000 meters per second. And this is the very Tor M2. HIMARS is targeting it. And after the hit, they tried to extinguish it, but that didn't help. Multiple hits knocked the vehicle out of action. And this is the M1975, which was hidden in the trees. After the HIMARS strike, there's not a single intact spot left on it. Another BM-27 Uragan battery was discovered, which went up in the air like a volcanic eruption. In another section of the front, the Russians suffered heavy losses in armored vehicles. Dozens of destroyed tanks are burning everywhere. Watch this video closely. A javelin strikes an advancing Russian tank. It's an incredibly precise hit on a moving tank. Then the javelin destroys another Russian armored vehicle. And then yet another one. The Russians are advancing, but the Javelin anti-tank system leaves them no chance. Another Russian APC is hit by a Javelin missile. You can guess the fate of the crew, but it was their choice. And then a Ukrainian tank fires point blank at another Russian APC. The Russians are abandoning their tanks again and not following their commander's orders. These tanks are subject to immediate destruction. But let's return to the HIMARS crew and see how skillfully they destroy valuable Russian military equipment. Not far away, another similar MLRS was discovered. The reconnaissance drone tracked the vehicle for a long time. And as always, HIMARS did its job flawlessly. In the same area, another BM-27 was destroyed. After that, the scouts discovered an entire battery of such multiple rocket systems, which were successfully eliminated. And another 4 rocket launchers were discovered nearby. First, 2 were destroyed, and then the rest, which tried to escape. The Russians deploy BM-30 Smerch, multiple rocket launch systems. The caliber is 300 millimeters. Firing can be done with single rounds or a full salvo, within 38 seconds. A salvo from one vehicle covers an area of 417,000 square miles, and a salvo of 12 rockets with cluster high explosive fragmentation elements covers 248,000 square miles. The combat vehicle moves into position, where they plan to launch a salvo, but HIMARS intercepts them. The vehicle begins to detonate and burn fiercely. The Russians deploy their best heavy flamethrower system, the TOC-1 Buratino. In the epicenter of the explosions, there are no scattering fragments typical of artillery shells and rockets of various types. The 220mm munitions of the system create a cloud of explosive mixture at the impact site and then detonate it. The instantaneous detonation creates a zone of increased pressure, which burns out all the oxygen. There is no escape from the blast, neither in a trench nor in armored vehicles. Such a system was found in a dense forest and was spectacularly destroyed by a HIMARS strike. The temperature at the epicenter of the explosion is like in a boiling cauldron. And nearby, another TOC-1 was destroyed, resulting in a powerful detonation of its munitions. But no matter how powerful these rocket systems are, HIMARS can reach and destroy any of them. Next, the Russians deploy the M21 Tornado G, a modern modification of the BM-21. The crew of the vehicle has been reduced from 3 to 2 people. The deployment time in an unprepared combat position has been reduced to 6 minutes and to 1 minute in a prepared position. The combat capabilities of the new system have been enhanced by new rocket munitions, increasing its maximum firing range to 100 kilometers. One was spotted by a reconnaissance drone. They tried to hide it in a wooded area, but the HIMARS strike didn't take long to arrive. A precise hit, and a mushroom cloud of dust and smoke rises into the air. Next, the Russians bring in the BM-27 Oregon for support. The main caliber of the BM-27 is 220 millimeters, which provides high power for its munitions. It has undergone several upgrades that have improved the accuracy, range, and combat capabilities of the system. Modernized versions can use new types of munitions. This is the very BM-27. After it presumably fired its rounds, it began to rapidly change its location, moving into the forest. The information is then relayed to the HIMARS crew, and they launch a missile. This is the Soviet multiple rocket launcher system, the BM-21, designed for massive bombardment of targets at a distance of up to 40 kilometers. Right now, it's launching a salvo at the positions of Ukrainian defenders. After that, it quickly leaves its position to avoid being destroyed. But a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone is closely tracking the target. The information is then passed to the HIMARS operator, who promptly delivers a lightning-fast strike. And then started to explode, likely due to stored ammunition, fuel, or other explosive materials igniting. The BM-21 Grad is one of the most widespread and used systems in wars. They are often referred to as a weapon of mass warfare. Mobility is one of the main advantages of the multiple rocket launcher, achieved through the use of a wheeled chassis. The required time for a complete salvo is 20 seconds. This BM-21 Grad is currently launching a salvo at the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. Afterward, the scouts find its coordinates, and HIMARS deals with it. The combat vehicle was completely destroyed. In the same area, another BM-21 Grad was also found and destroyed by a precise strike from HIMARS. Then the Russians send another multiple launch system. The crew doesn't have time to launch a salvo before a rocket from HIMARS hits them. Not far from this location, two BM-21's Grads launched a salvo at Ukrainian positions. Afterward, they were spotted by a reconnaissance drone. HIMARS promptly delivered 2 strikes. It may seem like he missed, but he didn't. Hundreds of thousands of tungsten fragments flew toward the vehicles at high speed. Both missile systems were riddled with fragments and completely incapacitated. And here's another destroyed missile system. It detonated very spectacularly. And here's another destroyed missile system. Not far from this wooded area, another Grad was destroyed, with rockets scattering very in different directions. Not far from this wooded area, another Grad was destroyed, with rockets scattering in different directions. This BM-21 was in a fortified position, but you can't escape from a HIMARS rocket. The missiles begin to activate, and a couple more launchers were also successfully destroyed. The UAV operator Shark spotted an enemy battery of M1987 guns right in these bushes, and another one was hidden over here. And HIMARS destroyed the battery.